Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. And of course, before we start talking about players and stuff on the new season, let's keep in mind that we were first. We've got the first position overall this season, and we're about to play at a way higher level. So what we're about to do today, keeping this in mind, is transfer listing players who might not be useful for the next season or might be at their fullest in terms of market value, and we're going to select a few players to hire. Hopefully, we'll be able to find some good new talents. That said, let's go ahead and have a look at a few players we want to transfer list very quickly. So this guy over here is quite old, as you can see, so his skills might be dropping in the near future. So as you can see, small training improvements and of course good professionalism, otherwise he would not be playing for the team. I was very happy with this player, even because at the beginning he was supposed to get up to a maximum of 3 stars, of 3 stars potential. So what we're about to do now is transfer listing him, because of course his wage is somewhat high, not impressive, but still we cannot ask for more to this player. And of course he might be useful, but we've got too many players, too many wages to pay for, and this might be just a little bit too much. Plus he's going probably to drop his skills anyway, so well, let's keep it low because he's old, so he might probably not be sold for a very high amount of money. And let's sell him for a quite little amount of money. I'm sorry to say that, because he was a very, very important player for the team, but the time has come, I'm afraid. So let's go to the next one. Very different story here. As you can see, well, very high improvement, but as we can see, bad professionalism by a good scout of ours. It's got up to 4 stars, and his wage is supposed to improve massively during the next season, so we want to get rid of this as soon as possible, because it's supposed to get a remarkable raise in the next few days, and we don't want to pay actually too much in terms of wages. Plus, provided that he's got a very bad professionalism, I'm afraid he will not be very useful anyway. So, plus we have to add the fact that central midfielders are very hard to train, so I'm afraid he will never get, at least with us, to 4.5 stars, as his potential would suggest. So let's go ahead and transfer list him. Well, way less than this, but still I'm afraid we're going to get somewhat good money for this guy, despite his low experience. So let's just have a look at, yes, 20 years old. He's not just about to turn 21, but he'll turn 21 in not very long time, and he will never get, in my opinion, to 4.5 stars by then, so it's not worth it to keep him here any longer. Let's go ahead with Chibin. As you can see, no special professionalism, 3.5 stars potential. He's reached it already. Then let's go with the graphs. Medium potential, medium improvement during the training sessions, and he's supposed to be ballooned already. As you can see, he was in the middle of his bloom at 17 already. So let's transfer list him. Quite nice players in terms of traits, but low professionalism. I truly don't like it. It does affect the performances on the pitch very much. Okay, and let's go like so. So 3 players transfer listed already. This is going hopefully to help us make up some money. And in terms of money, I have to remember, I have to open this as well. So Kadrigari, very different story here. He's not turned 20 yet, and he might actually be able to get to 4.5 stars. But we've got one more training session ahead, and I'm afraid, provided his low professionalism, as you can see here, no special professionalism, and none of the scoutings have turned out to be different. He might not be able to turn to get up to 4.5 stars in terms of recommendation within his 20 years of age, which means he's going to raise his value because of the recommendation, but he's going to lower his value because of the age. So we're anyway looking at a very valuable player on the market, and we don't need a lot of money. We just do not need to pay for this wage. So I think it's the right moment to transfer list him. I might be wrong. I have to admit, I might be wrong, but I think this is anyway a good moment when to sell him. We just don't need him, and we'll never need him in the future, if not for unless we want to make some money. But as I said, I'm not even sure we're going to make any more money with this guy in the future anyway. So sell him, and there we go. We have transfer listed him. Okay, so finances. Let's click on this because we need some money off the sponsors. And very interesting chapter here. Hopefully we're going to get some good talents for the new season. Well, they're probably not going to be ready for the new season anyway. But let's have a look if we can have some good talents for the future at least. Midfield, centre and right. Low crossing, definitely not good for a right midfielder, and not very interesting for a central midfielder. Low work rate, which would be good for which would never be good for a midfielder. Low defending skills except for heading, which is good, but the rest, in my opinion, is just not interesting. Its potential is not interesting either. So let's go ahead and Bocchetti, defender, right centre, versatile player. So very interesting thing, this one. But low work rate. He's 18 already. High finishing, which means he's going to focus on finishing more than he's going with positioning, for instance. So, well, 3.5 stars potential with bad skills or not very nice skills. At this level, I'm afraid this guy is not gonna go anywhere because of the work rate, low work rate and low positioning. they're not the lowest skills, because low technique and low long shots might actually be a good sign, because this means this player is more likely to improve with work rate and positioning in the future. But we should really hope that this player has very high professionalism. Well, we might actually give him a go. Let's wait for a second. Then Giacomazzi, central defender, low potential, low work rate, low tackling. Still, they're not the lowest values we can see here. And he might be a somewhat decent player for Serie D, which is the league we just won, with a good professionalism. But this is just not the case, in my opinion, for a high level championship like the one we're going to play in. So no, let's just fire him this way. So let's give this guy a chance. Bocchetti. So Bocchetti, first of all, we're going to scout him. In the meantime, we're going to open the training screen just to make sure we're assigning him to the right working group. So we're going to scout this guy and find out if his professionalism is worth it. Good professionalism actually sounds pretty good. If we are lucky, he will go up to 10 work rate. But first things first, we have to make sure his work rate and positioning are high enough to play at a good level. At least in my opinion, for what I consider to be a good defender. So we said his name is Bocchetti, so let's find him somewhere around here. Tactical drills on just not, well, no, they're the correct ones. So work rate positioning, and because tactical drills are for work rate positioning and passing, which is always useful, not absolutely necessary in this case, but interesting anyway. So good job, artificial intelligence. So let's close this guy up. Let's go to the sponsors screen. Of course, we'll have a new sponsor deal to sign, so a little bit more money, and very good. So let's have a look at the finances right now, and this is going to be the very last bit of this video, guys. As you can see, we could manage to be on the positive side of finances, and this season was overall very positive thanks to a few transfers, despite the fact that we bought players for around 19 million, I think. Still, we can manage to earn some money and make sure we're not going straight into a crisis. We're probably going to sell one or the both of the players we bought this season, because they're quite old, they're turning old, and I'm afraid they might retire this season, or in a couple season max. So we'll transfer list them anyway, around mid-season or somewhere like that. Once we'll make sure that we can actually stay in that season and not be relegated again. So that said, let's have a look at the playoff score. Real Scuderiana could manage to win versus Ilana Calcio. Well, Real Scuderiana manager is incredible. He can actually manage to win impressive, very, very difficult games. I'm not sure if he'll be able to win versus Roma GF, because they're supposed to come from a higher level. Yes, Serie C2, so they come from a higher level league, from the higher tier of the championship, so they're supposed to be way stronger than the average level of this one league. But well, really, Real Scuderia manager has actually amazed me during the season. We'll see what he can do. Very, very smart guy, at least within the game. I don't know him personally, of course. So, I think we've got to the end. I'm sorry for the long video, but we had to make up for yesterday, which is a day when we, of course, have not seen any video because there was basically nothing going on yesterday. Same thing will be tomorrow, I'm afraid, but we'll see again on Monday when the new season will start. Well, when it is supposed to start, and we'll be able to see what our opponents will be. So, see you all on Monday, guys. Thanks a lot again for supporting us during the season. And this, of course, is the outcome of your support. And thank you very much for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye.